Hello Voiders, and welcome to a fresh edition of I Hate Sunday, starting on a Saturday. And this is quite interesting. For the first time ever, I'm actually dining out in the place that we see across from the apartment we're staying at. So you know that place with the fish we look at down on all the time? Well, we're eating there today. Yeah, this is exciting. I wonder how it's going to be. Alright. We got a Wagyu beef carpaccio and a miso soup. The soup is the shit. Bam. Later on we'll try the carpaccio, but it's really fresh and amazing. They have it good up here across from our place. Okay, time to check out the Wagyu beef carpaccio. You guys who watch this channel know what kind of a carpaccio freak I am. I feel like my taste is always very selective when it comes to these.
Sorry, guys.
Some really good stuff. Now this fish has arrived. I don't really eat fish often, but when you're checking out this Japanese place, you're not in the mood for sushi, you gotta check out some fish. Let's check out this white little sauce. Damn. I'm liking our place. You can see our place right there. This is funny. So that was an excellent meal at Yabistro. I am impressed by the great place we have. So if you're ever in Toronto, I highly recommend you go to the Yabistro. And it's so fucked up. I'm a smoker. You know, I smoke cigarettes and I smoke weed. And I cough sometimes. So every time, like, I have a smoker's cough, people look at me here like I got the Rona or something. But I don't. Well, anyway, we are going to be going to a bar tonight, I think. It's the 4th of July, by the way. And it's weird being so far from home today. But it'll probably be very depressing there anyway with the way the situation is looking. So let's enjoy a fantastic night in Canada where we're on phase 2, nearing the end of phase 2, and we're living a much happier life than our American friends south of the border. Is a rope gliding from the top floor? Is somebody trying to break in? Is somebody trying to escape? I don't know. I feel sort of threatened. What is on the other end of the rope? This guy. Where does this rope lead? Oh boy. Oh no. Now there's another swarm of strings. It's 3 strings. What are they doing? So, it seems that these strings are going to stay here overnight. How do you feel about that?
I keep thinking that somebody's gonna come sliding down.
Hey! Tom Cruise! It's happening again. We're hitting the town. Yeah! We're gonna go into this bar today that I've been eyeing for quite a while on Queen. It looks happy and amusing. Maybe we'll meet some people so I finally have some friends in Toronto. This life is so depressing. So here we are, guys. Cheers. It still feels good as ever. These strings are still here. think this is like some kind of Cirque du Soleil thing.
Totally.
Since they declared bankruptcy, so now they're performing like right in front of.
Did they declare bankruptcy?
Yeah, they declared bankruptcy. Cirque du Soleil is no more, everyone.
Oh, now they're performing here in front of my window.
Yeah, that's happening now.
What do they think is gonna come out of it? That people will like throw money into like some kind of a hat?
Maybe.
They'll perform holding his hat.
Yes.
And they go from balcony to balcony.
Goes a hat.
But all they will do is scare people.
So, I was just going to the bathroom, minding my business, and all of a sudden I see this strange marble on the floor. It's fucking spooky. It's like it's something like from some scary little movie, like this killer is dropping this marble in my fucking hall just to scare me. So, if I die tomorrow, you'll know why. I don't want to die, guys. It's a new day and this is still going down. This is lovely. I've been watching this guy for a while now. Look at him rock it. Hell yeah, I love that Chanel shirt. Ooh, baby. That's hot. Wow. Now that's some serious Michael Jackson ballerina stuff. Nice. So today we're doing 2 movies. Since COVID kind of wrecked the system and we're very behind on our list. And we're gonna start with My Spy, which we were actually supposed to see months ago, but then the pandemic came and fucked us all in the ass. I think in some countries where the pandemic didn't spread as much and people still got to go into the theaters, that they still had the luxury of seeing this in the theaters. The trailer had already been like buzzing like since October, so this is like the second non-horror film we're watching this year. And I'm looking forward to it. I love Dave Bautista in Stuber, which was really fun. So I'm expecting this to be a nice, fun, solid, feel-good action flick. Nothing too spectacular, but nice and entertaining. Something like Stuber, actually. Yeah, that's what I'm expecting. Let's see. So, let's talk My Spy. It's weird for me doing a movie that isn't a horror movie or some independent thing than one of your standard classic comedies, first of all. So, bear with me a little on this. My Spy was directed by Peter Segal, who also, as far as I know, directed Get Smart, Naked Gun 33 and a Third, and of course 50 First Dates, with it just kind of one of my favorite romantic comedies of all time. To admit, it stars Dave Bautista and Chloe Coleman, who does a good job as a child actress. You know how picky I am with child actresses and actors. And Kirsten Shaw, who we know as the voice of Louise in Bob's Burgers. Here's also a fun fact for you guys about the movie. Even though it takes place in Chicago, most of it was shot right here in fucking Toronto. So that was kind of fun to notice. This is basically, when the content of a package is exactly what you see on the outside. See, like this, what you see in the trailer and what you see in the movie posters is kind of exactly what you get. It's your classical PG-13 action comedy. And the thing is, it's just like really basically Dave Bautista's character and Kirsten Shaw, him being an undercover CIA agent and her being this techie, setting up to spy on this family so they can get some bigger villain. And Sophie, the little girl,
and the family they're spying on kind of finds out about this and blackmails Dave Bautista in to teach her how to be a CIA agent. And this is how the comedy of the whole entire film sets itself up. And like I said before, this is really like what you see is exactly what you get. Nothing is too edgy or too offensive. It's like actually real total family fun. I'm actually surprised it's even got a PG-13. I would actually give it a PG. That is how harmless this is. The movie does start off like a bombastic, crazy-ass action film, especially with amazing little soundtrack gimmicks, but does more after that really just chill down to be this family comedy. It's really like built the way any standard comedy actually is built. You introduce your characters, you make your premise, then you fire out your jokes at your audience. Then you have that sad moment where you think that everything is about to go wrong, and then there is your big classic bombastic happy ending. This is all there is. It's nothing special, but for what it is, it does a really good job doing so. And there is nothing. All I can say is, if you're a fan of these types of movies, this is like exactly what you're expecting. It's nothing more and nothing less. So this is kind of like a fun movie. If you're into this kind of stuff, I definitely recommend you to see it. It's one of the better comedies of this year, that is for sure. What else is like so weird is Kirsten Shaw in this movie. Her character is also very much like Louise Belcher in Bob's Burgers. Like, it's not just the voice, it's her character is very similar to Louise. So I had sometimes the feeling when I looked away and wasn't looking at Kirsten Shaw's face that it was actually Louise from Bob's Burgers doing all of this, and it really fits the whole entire situation. It's kind of funny as fuck. It makes it even like a bit funnier if you picture Louise being this character all the time. So there is that. There's really like not much more I can say to this. Like, it is your run-of-the-mill classic comedy film, and you're going to get a kick out of it if this is your jam. And if you're like not really too big on your classic comedies or your traditional Hollywood action movies starring little kids, you're gonna be very bored very quickly. But for what this is, it is exactly what you expect it to be, and it's an okay, cool movie. I'm gonna give this one a 7 out of 10. You think I'm being too friendly, right? Well, I like a good comedy, okay? There.
What is he doing? This looks like the wedding at the end of Shrek. I just wanna break the rules.
So, okay. We're not going to take a look at our chart just yet. First, we're going to watch another movie. I told you we're going to do 2 today. Now it's time to check out Relic. I've heard that one should be pretty good as well. And then we're going to take a look at the chart. But I mean, like, Relic, like, the weird thing about Relic is, like, it's a movie about a ghost that causes people to have dementia. You know, that's what it really like says in the description. Let me just like whip it out again. A daughter, mother, and grandmother are haunted by a manifestation of dementia that consumes their family home. Like, I'm really wondering, how are they going to make a disease be a manifested ghost? Let's find out.
up! You have to review this!
Wait, what? It's still not over? Fuck, man.
So I just saw Relic, and I was bored out of my fucking mind. Like, seriously, guys. Talk about a slow burn. Like, fuck. Ugh. There's a few things to say about this. I can't just like go off and call this like a boring piece of trash, which it actually isn't. There's a lot of thought put into this. Let's like just start off with your beautiful facts. This is a directorial debut from Natalie Erica James. It stars Emily Mortimer, Robin Nevin, and the chick we know from The Neon Demon, Bella Heathcote. And it's sort of like this movie follows a mother and a daughter who find out that their grandmother, who lives like in this cottage up in the woods, has disappeared. Like, I mean, daughter's grandmother, the mother's mother, you know what I'm saying. And they go to look for her. At first they don't find her, but then she returns, not remembering much, and she's kind of falling apart, and everything around her is falling apart as well. And the more we get into the movie, the more unusual things start happening, and it becomes somewhat of a ghost story about dementia, if you will. Look, I know a lot of people, like where I really have to hand it for this movie is like it has an amazing use of sound, like the way it uses the audio design in this film is just absolutely fantastic. Like, you can't say anything about that. The performances are also, they do a great job. And what else, like, you gotta hand it to this movie, that it doesn't use those classical stupid effects that you usually find in your typical Blumhouse movies. There's not a single jump scare in this, nothing of the sort. But here's where it, like, the problems begin. The problems begin with the pacing. This is just such a slow burn. And, you know, I can appreciate a slow burn. Like, The Lodge was one of my favorite movies this year. Even my own movie, Blind, it is a slow burn. I admit that. But, like, the thing is, a slow burn can only really work if you really give a shit about the characters. And I know some of you cared about these characters, but I don't know. For me, they just seemed like these run-of-the-mill, typical Australian ladies taking care of their grandma, and there wasn't anything special about them. They didn't really have much character. They were just like somehow like these confused ladies with yellow and worried faces, staring into the distance, looking upset. Like that's the kind of characters I was getting, and I didn't like really care for them, like, at all, really. And somehow the scares didn't really even do it for me, even though I gotta hand it to the cinematography with its use of the way it played around with shadows, which I thought was like actually really cool. But it was just so slow, and oh my god, they didn't really do themselves any favors with the cinematography in this one either. I know they were really trying hard to keep things as dark as they could, but when the point comes that I gotta like change the brightness on the TV so I can even like just recognize anything in this movie at all, that's where you kind of lose me. So, So I heard some people compare this to the Bada book, which I kind of like don't really find fair. The Bada book was very creepy in its mythology and in the way that it had that child story surrounding everything. You had like two main characters, the young kid and the mother, which like you truly cared for. They had a lot of character, and you saw their everyday lives, and I don't really see what these films really have in common with each other. So it's kind of like maybe I'm just not the type for this kind of thing. I appreciate the effort on many levels here, but it just didn't do it for me. I was bored. Like, fucking hell was I bored. Jesus Christ, was I bored. Fuck. It does step up a little bit in the third act. That's where, like, when you figure out what this entity is and what it does, that's where things get very interesting towards the end. But it is not enough to save the movie. Not at all, because the first two acts are such a snooze fest. And I know, like, it does a good job at first making the audience ask questions. It's like the kind of movie that doesn't think it's smarter than the audience and really, like, gets you thinking about what's going on. But the problem is I didn't really care for the characters. And for me, it almost felt like the director and writer were the same person. More like had the intention of dealing with their own troubles around the topic of dementia rather than to entertain with a film. You know, that's how I saw it. I know a lot of you are like, want to kick my ass now because I didn't like this at all. But it's just the way it is. I'm sorry. Sometimes I do come off as a fast food movie reviewer because I need my suspense often. But what can I say? This just was not my cup of tea at all. And I am giving Relic a 4. Yes, you heard me. A 4 out of 10. Okay, looking at our little chart here, My Spy has made itself comfortable at the end of the top 10. I really don't think My Spy will sadly stay in the top 10 till the end of the year, but at least it will enjoy its time there for now. Well, who knows? Maybe 2020 is such a shitty year, maybe it'll, like, reside even longer than we think. Maybe it'll still be up there in September. We just need 2 movies that are better than a 7 out of 10. And it will leave us, sadly. Now looking at the bottom, yes, Relic is better than The Grudge and Underwater. So, like, it is the best 4 out of 10 we got this year. And yeah, I did like We Summon the Darkness a bit more than this. It just, I don't know. I don't want to talk about Relic anymore. I feel so, why do I feel so guilty about, like, not liking this movie that much? Well, let's move on to the trailer reaction. Alright guys, it's time to finish off the Sundays. I know I promised you guys on Twitter that I'd be reacting to some more bullshit because you guys enjoyed that last week so much. And I was gonna, but kind of this weekend was kind of a bit heavier than usually, and got some personal issues going on, so I'm a bit tired, and I promise you I'll do that next week for you guys for sure. So bear with me. We'll have more moments where we react to bullshit in the future. I've been seeing a lot of reviews on my YouTube feed about this little film called The Beach House. Haven't watched any of them yet, but there's a big buzz around it. So we're gonna check out the trailer to that. And this is the one we'll be watching next week. And I promise next week I'll also be bringing you more reactions to bullshit. Yes, okay. So, this is a Shudder original. I like it when they put their original movies out. They always seem to have their own kind of thing going. I tell you, like, Shudder is gonna be sort of like a crossing between Netflix and Blumhouse very soon. So, this is The Beach House. Let's check it out.
When you see someone change in front of you, and you know there's no going back.
Why? So are we having this transformation movie?
It's beautiful.
I love you, you know.
I love you too.
Anyone need a refill?
I love you 3.
Have you seen this out here before? It's in the trees.
It's all over. Something in the air.
I'm getting some color out of space vibes coming in from this one.
It would feel good.
Oh, drug experience like.
It's like I was knocked out. I can't remember.
Mr. Turner!
Okay, so what's going on?
Where's Mr. Turner?
It is so nice out today.
So it's kind of some kind of a nature situation that makes things, animals die and people disappear. What is going on exactly?
The water.
I can feel it inside.
What is it?
Ooh, I'm getting some cabin fever vibes going on here.
I'm just having so much fun.
I need a hospital.
Oh, please answer. We need help!
This is definitely interesting.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared.
Wow. I'm looking forward to this. This looks... We haven't seen this kind of a thing in a while, actually. So, I'm up. I'm all up for this. So, like, this is gonna be fun. We'll be doing that next week. And, as I said, I'm gonna give you guys some more shit to work with next week, too. So, that would be all for this week, Sunday. And, if you subscribe to this channel and leave a like, I swear you'll wake up tomorrow and there will be a dinosaur, and not in front of your house, and not a bad dinosaur, this friendly dinosaur who's your friend. And I tell you, if you turn on the bell, the dinosaur is actually going to be able to talk to you. That sounds like fun, right? So, yeah. Do that. Have fun with your dinosaur. I'll see you next week.
Go to work, go to school, cause it's cool to be a lawyer or a doctor. Don't give a fuck about your life, fuck it up, yeah. Wasted potential every day, that's how I roll. You don't even look at me, cause I'm a motherfucking troll. You don't care, you don't see me. I don't give a fuck living life, that's how we be.